customers who's out, yeah, and you can make it more. Back then, that for a very now, there before and die. They were making the, and the water weight and then.
I've been looking for you now. Call any kind of more. We are going to be shooting here in this market today. It's different from what we've done and what we've always done before. This is different. This is talking about businesses that have gone from one generation to the other, and this is very, very important to the culture of most especially in the southwest Nigeria. We're talking about the local fabrics of the southwest culture, most southwest culture, which is the Adire, Kampala, the Ashoke. No wedding is complete in Nigeria without the Ashoke material. But it's just talk about the challenges of these grassroots people that have run businesses from one generation to the other, and it's amazing to see that these people have transcended business in the last, the last 100 to 200 years. This business has gone from one generation to the other. But we're just going to be talking to some of them. But it's interesting to also know that I grew up in this market. My mom has been in this business for the last 35 years. I was born into this business, most importantly. So I did most of my internship here in this market, and this is where I built my business foundation and all of that. And this is important. And I'm just talking about the challenges of these local people growing their businesses and doing this business in Nigeria from one generation to the other. And we're just going to be looking at some of these interesting journeys. So let's just go. This is one of my customers here. Each time I come to this market to buy fabrics, so I get a lot of fabrics from him, and this is what I give to people as well. So I give this to people each time I want to give them a present, each time I want to give them something. So I give this to people and all of that. And he's one of my customers, and he's been doing this business for a while. Alaji, I'm just going to be talking to you about your business. I'm going to be buying materials from you. You know that I grew up in this market. You know that this is what my mom does. But it will be interesting to hear from you. How long have you been doing this business?
Well, thank you very much. I've been in this business for the past 42 years.
42 years?
Precise, I started in 1982.
1982,
yeah.
42 years.
Teenager, yes.
While you were a teenager, yes. Did you inherit the business from your mom?
Exactly. That was what happened. I inherited the business from my mom.
So your mom has been doing the business before you started the business. Yes, was your grandmother into the business as well?
Yes.
So your grandmother too was in the business, yes. And then from your grandmother to your mother. So cumulatively, the business must have been more than 100 years. So it's a family business. Over 100 years and all of that. And it's interesting that you've taken the business. But do you think that some of your children will be interested in doing the business?
Well, we are praying for God to let any of them. But the way I'm seeing things, they are not interested. All of them are just interested in being abroad. But we used to tell them it is very, very important. They should do the business in the first place. So if they don't do the business may die.
Yeah, and it's interesting to know that you have taken this business from your mom took over from your grandmother, and then you took over the business. But sometimes civilization makes some of these things difficult. They become too civilized that they don't see the value chain in this business. They don't see the value, because I'm sure that this was a business you used in sending them to school.
Exactly, that's what happened.
But what are the challenges? What are the challenges?
We get in this business that we use to train them.
Yeah.
And now they refuse to do the business.
But you've been doing this for the last 42 years. You took over from your mom. Yeah. So this is like a 4th generation business or 3rd generation business. But what has been the challenges? Etinshe business is where you've been doing this business for a while.
I understand.
No,
the major challenge we have is in the business is the materials we use in the business.
Mm.
Most of our materials, they are imported from abroad. Like dye is imported from India and China. Materials we use like fabrics, we import that from China.
But wait, let me ask Alaji, from your mom to your great grandmother or to your grandmother, there wasn't any importation. So when did this importation actually start? Because they've been using this dye. I mean, in ages past.
There was importation.
Yeah.
There's this dye we call jello.
Okay.
Right from the olden days, they do import that one from Germany. We don't have it here. But the only thing is that the importation is not as much as what we have now. In those days, Nigeria, we have textile industry in Nigeria. Industry that produces fabrics that we use in making this thing. We have industry, Kaduna Textile. We have Gasikia that produces teru.
Yeah, I remember Gasikia.
Cotton stuff.
Yeah.
But now all those industries, where are they? They are moribund. They are dead.
Yeah.
So that's what brought about high level of importation of the materials we use.
And once it's based on importation, then you're dealing with FX. You're dealing with
dollar.
Yeah,
this dollar thing that happened in Nigeria, I can say it is we at Adire that this thing affected most, because almost all of the materials we use are imported, starting from the dye, the soda, the hydrosulfide, the fabrics, the candle, and all sorts of things.
But do they still make some of these materials here? Because I know that back there, somewhere in the back, they used to dye and then the entire process. Yes. I'll be going there today as well.
No problem.
I learned that the Chinese have started producing as well. Do you have some of those Chinese products? They've started producing as well, and I'm actually surprised. All these ones are Chinese.
These are Chinese.
So you can see the Chinese came here and picked the designs, and now they are producing our own local materials, our own local designs, and then bringing it back to us to sell. This is extremely very, very worrisome because now you are buying from the Chinese. It's like you are buying imported product and you're selling full imported product, and the entire value chain is missing. I mean, back then I remember that they used to dye all of this in this market. They would dye. After dyeing, first you buy the materials, then you pick your pattern, then you dye, and there are different designs.
Exactly.
Candle, wax, alabere, tie and dye, all those things. Then after dyeing, then you take it to the ironing place, which they call ileolu. Yes, and then they just beat it and fold. And these people are losing businesses now, because I'm still going to talk to some of these guys, because all of this is brought in by the Chinese. And then finished product, and it looks exactly like what we used to produce here. And I'm sure that they'll be achieving this faster.
But the only difference is that the fabric can never be the same. Yeah. If you can see this one, this is like synthetic something. It's not cotton and it's not Guinea material, something like that. Yeah. It's not Guinea and it's not cotton.
Yeah.
So the only difference is in the fabric. But talk of the design, they came here, steal our design. How do they steal the design? They will just come as buyers. They will buy most of these stuff. Like you come now, you buy any design here. Yeah. They will now take it down to their country and produce.
But is it cheaper than our own local?
Very cheaper, very cheap.
Because that's one thing that the Chinese are very known for.
Very cheap.
They come in, produce, and then bring it back faster and then cheaper. Exactly. And okay, but I'm just going to be buying some stuff here. So what are the other challenges aside, fabrics, the dye?
Another challenge we have is water. Water is always our problem. That is what brought most of our children, our workers, to the rivers, which is very dangerous. You see them, most of them, as at the bank of rivers doing this work. Because of what? Because of availability of water.
Is it that there's no? Yeah, I know that Abeokuta is very rocky, and there's really no borehole like that.
No borehole like that.
People depend so much on water corporation. And I'm not sure that even water corporation is still servicing this corridor.
They are not.
I'm not so.
They do before, but
yes,
when one government came and destroy all their pipes and everything.
Now
They don't repair it again.
They
Just
destroy
leave it
the
like that.
pipes and they didn't fix
They
it.
didn't fix
Because
it.
I remember back then when I was growing up, if we come to shop, we would drink directly from the tap. We drink directly from the tap.
There's nothing like that
And there's
anymore.
nothing like that again.
That one is
And
gone.
knowing Abeokuta for what it is, very, very rocky, it's hard to dig a borehole. It's even hard to dig a well.
Exactly.
And then you will consistently have water. So now water is a big challenge
It's a very
in
big
this
challenge.
market. And these are the some of the challenges that you shared. But how about finance?
That's even the major challenge we have. Most of us doing this business, we don't have money. If you can get like government or any organization that can finance intervention, that can probably borrow us money, we are going to go far in this business.
So finance, accessibility to fund. But have you borrowed money from the bank at all? Do you borrow from the bank?
Me, I don't.
Okay.
But some others do. There's this bank, BOI.
Okay, yeah.
They borrow most of our people. They borrow their money. Then when they decide not to, there was no payback. When they borrow money now, they're supposed to pay back, but they don't pay back. That is why they stopped it. I don't think the business is going on now.
That is an integrity issue because the bank will be losing money. And it's Bank of Industry.
And they are preventing others from getting the loan.
From integrity issue is a very, very major thing and all of that. But you have nice, because I buy from you every time, and then you always have nice designs and nice. This is very good. Indigo lele. Shake cooking, but mambo.
The
more it bleaches, the more it shines.
Exactly. You are part of us now.
I mean, this is business that I grew up.
Yeah, I know. It's your mom's business too.
It's my mom's business.
From the one we used to making this one are Guinea brocades. No.
But these are Chinese. Imagine all these designs produced by the Chinese. All of these ones here. Pasta is, but it's killing. It's killing the entire. No, I have one of this. But I always give it out anyway, and I wear a lot of it.
Sunday, me one Sunday. 3, 4, 5.
All right, so I'm here again now at one of my mom's store, because she's my mom as well. I grew up right in this market from a very young age. In fact, I was born into this business, like I said, and one of the key, my mom's shop was just beside our shop, and I'm always coming here to disturb them after school. I'm always coming here to say hi to everybody and to disturb them. I said I spend most of my internship here on this market, learning the rudiments of business, standing by the roadside, calling customers, because these are the culture of these businesses. And I'm here now again to talk to one of my big mom in this market, and she's been in this business for a long time. Ma, how long have you been in this business, ma?
Thank God. My name is Chief Mrs. Oluwakemi Shomuiwa Odunlami. I am the Otun Iyaloja of Adire Kampala Market here. Thank God I was born in this business, in this market, and I've been on my own for the past probably almost 40 years now.
Almost 40 years.
Yeah.
So this is like the second generation. Was your grandmom doing this business as well?
Yes.
So this
she
is
did it, and my mommy did it also.
So this is like the third generation business. But do you think that you are going to pass it on?
Already, I'll pass it on. Like I have a daughter in Port Harcourt doing that business. I have another one in Badagry. She's doing that business.
Okay, I mean.
So it's a family business, and that's how it will be going on.
And it's a lot within the value chain. Yes, it's a good business because I was born into this business, and I still have family members, my cousins, that are still doing this business.
Yes.
But it's just that a lot of the Western culture now has prevented a lot of the kids that grew up in this market from continuing the business, building the business and improving it?
No, they are improving it too. We have a lot of our children that are doing it. It's a good business. Since you know how to tie and dye it, there is no problem. It's to the strangers that they are not used to it, that they thought the business is difficult. But to us, that is being born on it, and our children, it's not a difficult.
Yeah, because
they grew up knowing it. They grew up knowing it, and a lot of children are still doing it now.
Yeah,
it's a business. Nobody wants it to just die on like that.
Yeah,
that will just to forget it on our own something. No, we want our children to be doing it.
To train them.
Will you remember when you are small also?
Yeah.
You used to design it.
Yeah.
That time it was not modern like this.
Yes.
We use candle. We make it people.
Wax,
yes.
Yeah.
But now it has improved. We have a stamping one, but the stamping one we are doing now, we are not doing it like before that. We use stamp blank to do it, but we use foam to make some designs, and we have freehand design in which we make the design as if we are writing notes. We are writing book. That's how we made the design.
But what are the challenges in this business now? I mean, you've been in the business for more than 40 years, but what has been some of the challenges doing this business? I'm sure that it has not been easy.
It has not been easy. One is capital. Everything is moving up. Though the government is trying, but you see, the situation in Nigeria is not easy now. The government introduced the Bank of Industry. They gave us money, they loan us money in which we pay back. You understand? Secondly, there's no raw materials. Because all the companies that produce the material we are using, like Arewa Textile, Kaduna Textile, Gaskia Textile, United Textile, they are all folded up. They are not in function again. They are not producing the material. And most of the material we are using is from China. The guinea that we are using, even the common wax that we are using is an imported. The dye is an imported, and it's very, very expensive now because of the situation of the country. I pray that the dollar should move down very well so that the price of our products will come down also. So that's the challenge we have now.
So the Chinese invested in
dye and the clothes.
Dye and in the entire textile value chain, and even the fabric as well.
Even the England, the candle is in England.
I mean, candles and everything, and this really plays down on the originality of some of these designs, because these are local designs that has been in existence for more than 500 years within the culture of the Southwest race. And this
even more than 500 years.
Yeah, more than 500 years, and now we're seeing the Chinese taking over that entire value chain, and that is very very worrisome, and really. But what are the other challenges? Are there other? Because I know that, like, I was in a large shop, and I know that some of these things are now produced by the Chinese.
Me, I don't believe it's Chinese because they produce it in Lagos. What is there is they imitate Adire.
Okay.
They imitate Adire. And why all this comes up is because of the material that we are using that are expensive. Take for instance now, ordinary tie and dye is 7,000 now. You know how much you are selling it when you are young?
Yeah.
It's 7,000, and who is buying it at 7,000? People are buying it, but people that can avoid this view.
Yeah.
Look at ordinary batik. All these batik before, how much are we selling it before? But now it's 10,000. We have the alakete for 30,000. The clothes that before it was just like 2,500. We have all those freehand design, 15,000. Some are more than that. That is why some people are going for this local Adire.
How much is this one now?
This one is 4,000.
Because it's faster.
No, it's not pure cotton.
Okay.
It's not pure cotton. They just imitate our Adire. If you want to buy cotton of this now, you buy like 12,000. Look at this, all this computer gown. How much are we selling it? This is a local made. We made this one. We dye it and make it. When this design was early introduced, how much are we selling it? It was 2,500, but now it's 10,000. Look at it. See, you know it's a pure cotton.
Yeah, it's pure cotton. Yeah.
So those are the dollar that rise up really affect it. The raw material we don't have really affect it. It's really affect it. Look at all this silk. When it's being introduced, it's a dye too. When we are doing it, how much are we selling it then? But now, even how much are we selling it then? All this one there, it was something 2.5, but now look at it, 10,000.
10,000 naira. But in Lagos, is way more expensive than.
Why will it not?
Yeah,
because they buy from us.
Yeah, it's way more expensive than this.
They buy from us.
Way more expensive than this.
Look at all those tops that we said, all this gown, if you could remember it when we are doing it.
Yeah, painting.
You remember it?
Yeah.
Look at it. See it now, 4,000.
Yeah.
So it's not our fault.
No, eléyìí náà wà ń bẹ̀ náà.
Iṣẹ́ yìí tí wà ń bẹ̀ á tọ́jú gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹni ṣèjá lọ. Ṣé yìí? Jẹ́ kó ka tọ́pù yẹn. Tọ́pù yẹn mẹ́jọ ni.
See now, this is candle, like wax, and they use some of this, for to actually dye, and they melt it, for the design, and they but Emma Binu, and they use this for pattern. So they use this and they use this and they put this inside the melted candle to make design. So they make this in different designs. And they just dip it inside this melted candle, and they use it in making the designs on the fabric. So it's something like this. So before they now dye, and this is how they iron it. You can see, that's local ironing. That's how they iron the materials and fold them. So they fold, they beat the materials consistently, forming different, and this is how they iron it and make it straight. And they now fold it. And this is the final process. This is the final process before it gets on the shelf for sale. So they heat. And there are different corners here where they do some of these things, and then there are also Gambians who are here doing this business as well, and they've been doing it for some years now, coming here, ironing, and then, they heat the clothes, and they heat it before the final, this is the final process before it gets on the shelf. And this is what it becomes. And this is what it becomes, you see? So, ironing. I'm not sure you iron your clothes like this. But interesting, and this has been in the tradition for years, more than 500 years. After they tie it, they have this stuff they use in tying it. And after a while, they'll soak it a bit and make it moist. And they now dip it inside the dye. Abi? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the time they are done and they pull out all of this, it brings out very amazing pattern. And this is the Adire Mall, and this was rebuilt after a while. And you can see that it still has a local background. And it has a local background, and you can see from that local background. So, interesting. And this wasn't there before, and this is just new now. And these are stores. These are suspended and interesting. It looks like a bridge. Oh, okay. And this is, they made this here and they call it Yalaro. Yalaro means that the dye woman, yeah, the dye woman, the dye woman. So this is like a statue of how the process of tie and dye. I mean, that process of dyeing. And I think I saw I can see my name on that stuff. That's Olawale now. Imagine. I saw it in there. And it shows the whole process of dyeing and ironing it, where we just left now. And this business has been in this culture for more than 500 years. This is how they dye some of the materials.
No,
the traditional ones. So it's called the black dye. The real traditional dyeing, Adire dyeing. And there's really not much activity going on today because I learned they lost somebody and they had to take a break for some days. Otherwise, you'll have been seeing a lot of dyeing going on here. And this is the indigenous dye. Indigenous dye is being indigo. They call it the indigo design, the black dye, and it's been on for years, for more than 1,000 years. This is it, local traditional dyeing, and this is, I mean, all those, how they dye all those materials they wear hundreds of years ago, and the process is still very, very rich, and how they run that process. And this is called the Eleko design, and with a bit of starch. You know what is called that Eko is like it's pap, yeah, pap. So it's a pap design, you know, and they'll dye it, you know, and after that they are going to, you know, put it inside hot water, you know. You can see the process, and by the time it comes out, it looks very, very nice, you know, and you can see some of them being dried outside already. And you know, she's been doing this all her life. She was born into it, and then she's still doing it as well. Ekushema. This is the ironing.
This is the ironing first place that local ironing started.
Local ironing started. This was first place that it started, and yeah, they've done a bit of improvement. Because I remember back then, after school, I'll come here and bring some of those fabrics here, and you wait for them to iron it. You see, and you know, they just keep hitting it like that. But as they are hitting it, they will sprinkle water on it before hitting, so that it gives it very
And they leave it for at least 2 or 4 hours
before they
After doing it, when they are knocking it again, they will sprinkle water.
Okay.
So that it will be smooth.
Yeah. So that it can be smooth very well. They will sprinkle some water, wait, and then heat it again. You know, and you can see the finished work. It's very smooth. And some of them have been doing it for years. They've been doing it for more than 30 years, more than 40 years. And some of them started from a very young age, and they are still doing it. This is the, and you know, they just start like that. And it's an entire value chain within the Adire market. Different colors. These are some of the dye, different colors. They use sulfite, soda, and which one? Yeah, and dye. Any dye, you know, mixed with hot water and all. It has a very horrible smell. You know, back then I'll stand outside here, and then you can see some of these people calling customers. So you stand by the roadside and call customers, and then convince them to come inside your shop. You can see that there are many people selling the same materials, and one of the ways you can win your customer is to know how to stand by the roadside and call those customers. It's not it's not the easy stuff. And I used to do that back then. So I got some of my business acumen from this market. no Nigerian Owambe is complete without Ashoke. And one of the interesting things is that some people just wear it once and they never wear it again. But it's a very traditional and ceremonial costume of the Southwest culture. So, and it's very important to any ceremony within the Southwest. So I'm going to be talking to her today, and I'm sure we'll have a wonderful time. I'm here in one of the, I mean, if not the biggest Ashoke shop in the whole of Abeokuta. Most especially, even Southwest, this is the biggest. She has multiple shops within this location. She has multiple shops, and she's been doing this business for years. As a matter of fact, she took over from our mom, and our mom took over from our own mom, and then like that, and it's been a business that has been in the culture for more than 4 generations and all of that. So today, I'm going to be talking to Alaja Takas. I've known her since when I was a child and coming to this market, and today we're just going to be talking to her about the journey, about how she ventured into this and all of that. So Alaja, how long have you been doing this? Like how long? Like how many years now? Bí ọdún mélòó lẹ ti ń ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe?
Kò tiẹ̀ ní iye tó ń bí mi sínú ẹ̀yìn.
So
she's been doing 55 years.
So she is like 55 years in the. I mean, she's currently 55 years.
Yes.
And then she's been in the business for the last 55 years. So mommy ni abi. Mommy lo ṣe. So she's saying that she's the 4th generation. She's in Ronkering, meaning she's the 4th generation. This is a 4th generational business, and she's been doing this business. You know, I think that's her mom somewhere there. And it's interesting.
Now under the bridge.
You know, and it's so interesting that businesses like this can transcend one generation to the other, and she's the 4th generation in this business. But she feel pé àwọn ìmọ̀ ṣe business bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe gbà yẹn.
Agbára tọ́lọ́ mọ́ inshallah. Ó máa ṣe wọ́n tún máa tó ṣe nǹkan tó tún bí mi tó máa tún fi kún un. Tó ní iṣẹ́ ilé iṣẹ́ àjẹbánilé so lè ti wà nínú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn. So wọ́n tún wá jẹ lẹ́sìn nǹkan mi tó tún jẹ́ ló máa fi kún un.
So she's saying that she prays her children can also do this business and then even do something way bigger than this. But this business is a very, very big business. Mo sọ pé for the last 50 years, 13 ṣe ìyẹn. What are the challenges? Kí làwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ bí nǹkan díwọ́?
Mo sọ mọ́ kí gbogbo sọmọ láì pé kí ẹsẹ̀ like orí máa mi lọ́rùn. Gbogbo nǹkan láyé náà àtikọ́ ló pé a máa dáyé bá náà ni. So ohun tó wá lè bà tó lọ́mọ ti ń dá mi wá tó sì lè mi wá sí káàṣì wọn láì tàlàfíà kò sí òun lójú Ọlọ́run.
Yeah, so there is no challenge too big to surmount, and even despite the challenges, they've been doing from one generation to the other, and this is for you to know, this is a multi-billion naira business. Multi-billion naira business. You can imagine the stock of this shop alone is wow, and is amazing. But it's interesting to know that in businesses like this, because when children grew up in this market and they venture into, maybe some of them are sent abroad and all of that, they don't really see how they can improve on this business, you know, and there's a lot that can happen in this business, you know, in how to improve, because everything is about value. It's about building much more value out of this business. There's a lot that can come from this. Like I have a trouser made with Ashoke material, and I can tell, I mean, I bought that for a very expensive amount, and people have been able to amplify the value of this kind of business, most especially in Lagos, in how people rethink design and in all of this. But people really just don't see beyond, you know, the locality of, you know, of a business like this, not knowing that these are ways that we can import our culture. These are ways that we can import our materials, out there. This has been in the Southwest culture for years. This is, no ceremony is complete in the Southwest culture without the Ashoke material. Is the luxury of Nigeria Southwest celebration. Is a luxury of it, you know, for weddings, for any ceremony at all. People make use of this material, and this is in sewing different. The men use it for their agbadas and cap, and the women use it for their gele and and the wrapper, you know, all of that, you know, all of that. And this is also the traditional wear of the Southwest king. I mean, the most affluent, you know, and all of that. They wear it on top of their dress, and this completes their dressing and makes them the real indigenous of the Southwest culture. So I'm going to be buying from her today. I was here on Sunday. I bought a lot because I'm beginning to buy Nigeria right now. So I'm not concerned about designers at all. Because if you buy this and just put a label on it, we need to learn how to celebrate our own thing and all of that. So Ekushema, well done, man. Yes.